Hi there and welcome to Fertile Bloom Yoga. My name is Tanya Neely. I'm a registered yoga teacher with extensive training in yoga psychology and a master's in education, and I am honored to be your yoga guide on your fertility journey. Today I'll be sharing a practice with you that you can use to manage your PCOS or Poly Cystic Ovarian Syndrome symptoms. Holistic practices like yoga are great tools to have in your back pocket and as part of your self-care routine to really keep those symptoms of PCOS in check and optimize your chances for fertility. If you'd like some more information about PCOS, as well as signs, symptoms, and some key do's and don'ts, please do check out our website fertilebloom.com and our latest blog post by Marie Gonzer, our certified Chinese medicine practitioner and acupuncturist. Yoga can be really supportive for managing PCOS for a few different reasons. It's wonderful for reducing stress and relieving anxiety. It's also great for opening up the pelvic area, helping you regulate your cycle, as well as regulate your hormone balance, which can change and fluctuate a lot over the course of the month. Yoga can also be beneficial for the digestive system and can help you improve some of the metabolic markers that accompany PCOS, such as glucose levels and insulin resistance. So grab something comfy and grab a mat, and we'll do this together. Today we're going to start supine, so lying down on the mat or on the floor. You can take the soles of the feet to touch and let those knees splay open, so starting to open up that pelvic area already. And it's always great to have a pillow or blocks, maybe books, thick books or tissue boxes with you to bring the floor up to you and make a pose really work for your body rather than the other way around. So if those knees are open wide, but you feel like you've got a lot of tension here in the groin, you can always take a pillow on either side and support the knees as much as you need. So find what works really well for your body here today. And we're going to take one hand to the heart, one hand to the navel, and close the eyes and just start to come into our body, come into our breath. Oftentimes we spend a lot of time up there in our thoughts, up there in our head. So take a minute to feel the floor beneath you, those points of connection, maybe the back of the head, shoulder blades, backs of the arms, the pelvis, sides of the feet. And feel your rib cage expand in all directions as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. See if you can draw that breath all the way down to the lower third of the lungs. And take a moment here to simply pause. If you've had a busy day, it might take a little bit to really feel like you've settled in here. Just give yourself some grace. There's no rush. Start to soften through the face, the eyes, the jaw, ears and shoulders. Let that breath be long and full. And just notice the sensations you feel in your body, where you feel those sensations. Allowing yourself to fully rest and relax right here. Take 3 more full, deep breaths, filling the lungs. And exhaling. 2 more just like that. Let your breath be an experience. Notice how it moves through the rib cage. The coolness of it as it enters on the inhale. Maybe the warmth as it leaves on the exhale. We'll slowly draw those knees in and bring them up towards the chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze. Maybe tuck the chin in here and lay it back down. We'll just gently rock back and forth, top to toe, giving the spine a little massage. Take your time here. Take 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 rocks, and we'll slowly come up and make our way to tabletop. So we're going to meet up here in tabletop and just check in a minute with your pelvis. So if you're already kind of tucking it in here, you just want to let it go. Let that curve be really natural. Shoulders are aligned over wrists, hips over knees, tops of the feet are connected to the floor. We're going to start with a cat and cow here, so warming up the pelvis. As you inhale, drop the navel, lift the chin, find a nice arch in the back. Let the back of the neck be long. As you exhale, curl it in, tucking the pelvis, tucking the chin. Inhale, ride the full breath. Take your time. Exhale, tuck it in. Start to move with your own breath cycle here. Beginning to make a practice your own. Maybe taking some hip circles or some barrel rolls. So moving in a way that just feels good for your body today. Knowing that any yoga teacher can give you all the cues in the world, but they can't be in your body. Really starting to attune to your physical experience. Take one more inhale and exhale. And we'll meet back in a neutral position. Go ahead and tuck those toes under for down dog. Lifting the knees, hips raise high, shifting the weight back. Maybe walk it out here. Bend one knee and then the other. Maybe wagging the hips if that feels good. Go ahead and take those shoulders up towards the ears and then let them slide away, creating space in the neck. Take 2 full deep breaths here. Finding an ease and a stillness in your down dog. And we'll bring the gaze forward, walking the feet up towards the top. Keep them hip width apart, finding ragdoll, hinging at the hips. Maybe the hands stay on the mat, maybe opposite hand reaches opposite elbow. Let the head be heavy. Let gravity open up some space in the spine. Just enjoy a minute to dangle. Bend the knees as much as you need here to make this feel really comfortable. Then go ahead and release the hands, heel toe the feet a little closer. Bend the knees a lot and curl your way up to stand. The way up, let the head be the last thing to come up, and then bring the hands along, stretching the arms out wide, reaching the arms overhead, palms come to touch, and then draw them down towards the heart. Close the eyes, pause here, lift all 10 toes, spread them wide, and then press them down like you're making a footprint in the sand. And just check in with your alignment. Knees are soft. If you can tuck in your pelvis, that means you need to release it and let it go. And imagine your rib cage like a flashlight shining down right over the pelvis. Shoulders come down and back. The length comes from reaching up through the crown of the head. Take 1 full deep breath here. And let it go. I'm going to take some movement here with the breath. As you inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand reaches back. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, reach it up high. Exhale, fold it forward. Let those arms swing down and around. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind you. Maybe you grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Pause here in this deep forward fold. 1 full breath cycle here. Then slowly release the hands, sweep the arms, bring it all the way up. Good. On an exhale, left hand reaches forward, right hand reaches back. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, reach it tall. 1 more big sweep. Exhale, take it down. Sweep those arms back around, interlace your fingers, the opposite way, or maybe take opposite elbow to opposite hand. One full breath cycle here. Slowly release those arms, sweep them back up nice and high. Hands come into heart center. Good, we've got one more. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, rise. Opposite side, find the twist. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, fold it forward. Interlace the fingers if you like. Deep forward fold. Good, this time let the arms sweep forward, bend the knees, drop the hips, chair pose. Arms sweep tall. Again, check in with that pelvis. If you're tucking it in, let it go. Reach back as though someone's pulling a chair away from you. You're here for 3. Feel the energy in the legs. 2 and 1. We're going to start to rise up, coming all the way up on the toes to a releve. 1 full breath cycle here. Slowly lower the heels, bring those hands together. We're just going to step it open wide on our mat for Prasarita forward fold. So my toes are pointing forward, they're nice and parallel, arms reach out wide. In and inhale, puff through the chest. Exhale, fold it forward. Take a moment here to really feel into the backs of the legs. Again, bending your knees as much as you need. Let the head be heavy. And if you like, bring in a block, a book, a pillow to bring the floor up to you. It's not about how deep we go in a pose. It's about making the pose work for our body. Take a good full deep breath here. And let it out. On an inhale, sweep the arms out wide. Bring it all the way up. Good. And we're going to step back to the front, bringing arms and feet together. And hands come into heart center. Let's make our way down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms tall. Exhale, fold it forward. Find a little half lift here. Sweep the palms up the legs, right to that hip crease. Press into the thigh bone. Push the top of the head away from the hips, and then sweep the hands back down. Fold it forward. Nice. Just going to walk the feet back to a plank position. And then find down dog. Full breath cycle here. Open mouth, exhale. Bring that gaze forward, walk the feet up, and then walk the hands back. Let's let those feet go out nice and long ahead of us. Flex the toes back towards your nose. Keep that spine nice and long. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. We're going to take a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need and let the hands fall where they may. So maybe the toes, the shins, the ankles, the feet. As you inhale, think length through the spine. As you exhale, maybe invite the backs of the knees a little closer to the floor, or the chest a little closer towards the thigh bones. We're compressing the abdomen area, the reproductive organs, and then when we release, we allow a lot of good fresh blood to flow back in. Take one more breath here. Nice, and slowly release and walk it up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together like we did in our beginning pose. So Baddha Konasana or butterfly. And again, the feet don't need to be super close to you. They can be out a little bit further. Find what works for your knees and for your flexibility and mobility. We'll sit up nice and tall. And then grabbing onto the ankles or the feet, start to fold over. Hinging at the hips, maybe using those elbows to push into the knees. Again, opening through the hip, the pelvic area. Good deep breath here. Nice, and slowly release. Nice, we're going to draw the feet, the knees together and come into boat pose. So I'm shifting my weight just past my sits bones here. I'm going to lift through the feet. Maybe the backs of my hands reach the backs of my knees. Maybe my hands come out to the side. Imagine you had a marionette string really pulling your chest up here. So we're taking any rounding out of the back. We're putting a lot of work, a lot of emphasis into that core area. You're holding here for 5 good breaths. Know that you can always come back. So if you take the arms out and that feels like a little too much, just bring them back in. The pose you're in right now is the pose that is just right for you today. And every time you step on your mat, it could be a little different. So just give yourself some grace. Allow your body to tell you the story it has to tell today. Take one more full breath here. Nice, and slowly bring the feet down. I'm going to take the left leg long for a seated twist. Now, if you are on your menstrual cycle at the moment, if you're on your period, you want to take an open twist. So leave that right foot to the inside of that left leg, and you're going to take an open twist, meaning you're not crossing over that leg, you're opening up to the other side. If you're not on your menstrual cycle right now, you might take that right hand behind you and take a closed twist. So coming across that knee, across the body, and looking back. So find what feels right for you today. Take a few breaths there. Then slowly bring it back, swap it out. Right leg goes long, left leg comes up. Again, either an open twist or a closed twist, your choice. Keep that right leg active, flex through that foot. As you inhale, find some length. As you exhale, find some depth in your twist. Using that left palm to help you keep the spine nice and straight. And then slowly bring it back to neutral. And we're gonna move on to the belly. So you can cross the legs here, maybe roll it on over, and just make your way down to the floor, down to the mat. Nice. We're gonna take our arms alongside of us, palms down. And I'm going to relax rather through my left leg and just lift up through the right leg. So one leg at a time. My right hip is really pushing into the mat. I'm holding here, gazing down towards the floor or the mat, and then slowly set it down and swap it out. Left hip pushes into the mat, lifting through that left leg. Full breath here, and slowly set it down. We're going to come into bow pose, but you have two options here. So bow can look like this, grabbing one foot and then the other, and maybe up here or maybe closer towards the ankles. As you're ready, push the hips in, kick into the feet, reaching the shoulders back. If this feels like a little bit too much, you can take a half bow, so doing one side at a time. Just making sure we're holding each side for maybe 2 to 3 counts, and then swapping it out. If you're still in that full bow, feel free to come on down. Take a little break, and then we'll let that go. Draw those elbows back for Sphinx pose. Forearms are connected to the mat or to the earth, and I'm going to try to pull the floor as I pull my heart or my chest between my shoulders. So really big stretch through the upper back here. This can be as effortful or effortless as you desire. Just depends on what you're doing here with the arms. Find a lot of length in the back of the neck. Deep inhale and exhale. Nice. We're going to take one more big back bend here. So I'm going to come back on down, take those arms alongside me, and I can keep them right here, or I can lift up a hip and bring my arms underneath me. So find what works for you. I'm working to get my forearms together here. So this time we're going to lift both legs at the same time. So I'm going to zip up my legs. I'm going to push my hips into the mat or into my forearms, and I'm going to lift through the backs of the legs. My gaze is down towards the mat, bringing all the effort, all the work towards the back body for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly take it down. Release those arms if you need to. And let's bring the hands around and just take an ear to the mat. Let the hips relax, let the heels open up, and take a few breaths here. Slowly open the eyes, and we'll bring those palms underneath us, and we're just going to roll it on over to our backs. So adjusting as you need here on your mat. Let's bring those knees in one more time. Give them a squeeze. Maybe take them out towards the shoulders. And you can rock side to side here, massaging your back in the opposite direction. So 3 choices here to end: legs up the wall, plow pose, or shoulder stand. Find what works best for your body. Know that it might be different tomorrow. We're gonna take the arms alongside the body, and for legs up the wall, I'm just gonna press the soles of my feet up towards the sky. And if this feels good, you can stay right here. If you'd like to try plow pose, we press the palms into the earth, lifting the hips, letting the feet come over the head, keeping that neck nice and long against the mat. Maybe the feet dangle, maybe they come down, maybe they touch the mat or the floor, maybe they don't. And then for shoulder stand, I'm going to bring my hands to my sacrum, balancing on my triceps, lifting the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So 3 levels of play. Choose your own adventure. You could try 1, 2, or all 3. Wherever you are, take one more full breath there. And we'll slowly come down, letting the spine reconnect with the mat and bringing the soles of the feet to touch, opening those knees nice and wide, just like we did at the beginning for a Supta Baddha Konasana. Again, let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the navel here. Close those eyes and really just let your body sink into the mat, to the earth beneath you. Know that you've done something to nourish and nurture yourself today. Know that you can always come back to this video anytime you need. You can take parts and pieces of it as you need throughout your day. And just keep these poses tucked in your back pocket for those moments when those symptoms of PCOS start to flare up, or you just need to get reconnected with your body, or find a moment of peace and relaxation. Again, feel into that rib cage as it rises and falls. And enjoy your Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining us today for this yoga to manage your PCOS symptoms. Again, if you'd like some information on PCOS and key do's and don'ts that you can do in your daily life to manage those symptoms a little bit better, do check out fertilebloom.com and our most recent post all about PCOS to give you some of those tips and tools. You can also find more yoga videos in the coming weeks and are always welcome to join us here on YouTube to yoga together. The light in me sees you and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.